Hey guys, Crunk here. I'm just here to do a little political rant. I know a lot of these aren't your guys' style. We're into gaming, and I understand that, politics can be a very alienating thing, especially if you disagree with it. So, just trigger warning, I have political views in this video. I won't try to taint too many of my other videos with political views, but here's the deal, okay? I just want to say this, right? Things have changed. The tides have changed. The attitudes people have has changed. I remember back in the day, back in 2009 or 2010, everybody was like global warming is a hoax, right? It's just a hoax designed to, destroy the meat industry for this, you know, hippie agenda of like green energy and stuff. That's what everybody believed back then, right? And some people still believe that shit. But the tides are really turning, and people are starting to wake up to the truth that global warming is real. And there's a very clear reason why. And that's because the whole global warming denial movement was always doomed from the start. And there's one simple reason why. If you're denying a vaccine, well, that's fine, dude. How many times do you get a vaccine per day? Right? Do you get vaccines every day? Do you get vaccines once a week? No. Vaccines are like a rare thing, and then you get it, and then you feel sick because the vaccine makes you feel sick. And it's very easy to come up with some anti-vaccine conspiracies. Those hold water, right? Those are long lasting. Those stand the test of time, bro. Because that's a very easy thing to make somebody suspicious about. But when you talk about people and their daily behavior, what is the most common topic that people have when they talk about stuff? The most common topic people have when they talk about different things is the weather. They say, oh, the weather was good today. Oh man, it usually doesn't snow this soon, or it usually snows later than this, or it usually doesn't rain at this time of year, or oh, it's raining a lot this year, or oh, it's there's a lot of hurricanes lately, or the weather is the most easy, fundamental topic of conversation that humans have. It's practically the whole reason why we invented the ability to speak to each other, is to talk about the weather, right? So that when we were running around as cavemen, we wouldn't go out in a blizzard and die, right? And that is why the global warming denial conspiracy cannot survive, right? Because it, the thing that you want to do is the opposite, right? You go outside and you see the weather and it's different than normal, and you want to say, well, actually, this is not just a weird coincidence. This is part of some greater pattern of changing the weather. And that's exactly what's happening, is that our weather is changing, and it's undeniable to people now. And people do no longer do they say global warming is a hoax, because they've actually seen in their daily lives anecdotal evidence. And that's the surprise in this video, is that it's actually about some other topic too, and that is anecdotal evidence, okay? A lot of people say anecdotal evidence is bad evidence. It's anecdotal, it doesn't count. Do you know what? Anecdotal evidence can be very persuasive, especially when there's a lot of it, right? When we see a bunch of anecdotes of things happening, we can't just ignore that evidence. Right? People think anecdotal evidence is a way of dismissing evidence and saying it's bad. No, it's just a way of categorizing the evidence and how we use it. Does that make sense? So when hundreds of people every day say, man, this summer was way hotter than the ones when I was a kid, right? That is undeniable. You cannot discount that person's experience. You cannot brainwash them enough to not be able to notice that it's fucking hot, or to not be able to notice, man, usually it used to snow around this time of year. Now it's like rainy and cold, right? Like, what is going on with our country, bro? The other day, it was the middle of October, and it was hot AF, and I was sitting in my room overheating, opening the windows, blasting the fan, because it was hot outside. It was a hot day in the middle of October, right? That's not normal for Colorado, man. It's not. There's a lot of things that aren't normal, right? Things are not normal anymore. And then you keep hearing stories about different animals going extinct or different environments going away and all that stuff. And nobody gives a fuck about that because it's a million miles away. But the second that it's on your front door and then it affects you, you can't deny it anymore, man. You just can't deny it because you say, wow, it's too hot for December or it's too hot for July, right? We're dying here, man. We're dying here. Or, like, eventually, man, it's just going to be too hot. There's people dying of heat stroke in areas where they never used to, man. It's crazy. Okay, well, all hail the apocalypse, Welcome the Four Horsemen, and see you later. Bye.